to increase population, our demand is always less than our product. Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes.
that's why the reason private sector.
In private sector, employer knows that there are crises in the market for job. So that is why they make the people who are joining they're taking advantage of that.
Always think that how to utilize more and more
Yes, yes.
time,
Uh,
how to pressurize.
employer are feeling that employees are like a badhua mazdoor.
Yes.
Yes, I have given some money for yes, to him, so I can use him as possible as.
And like in the same time, our English ruler,
Yes,
British.
but English ruler had defined the job time 8 hours per day. So 24 hour was defined as 3 ways: 8 hour for your job purpose, for your work, and 8 hour for your enjoyment, and 8 hour for your sleeping.
Yes.
But unfortunately, the employer are not following these rules, and government is also sleeping mode. Government is not paying attention on this topic.
That's why the
If,
reason.
yes, sir. If any person will do extra work that over the over over to his capacity, so he would always be pressurized, and after some time he feel harassment, like mentally harassment. He effect of the efficiency of work will also will affect it after
Yes.
some time. If you are doing day by day extra work, so efficiency will decrease.
Whatever we done work, their demand is always increase.
Actually, employer didn't think this thing that if any person will continuous work 12 hour, more than 12 hour, efficiency of the work will decrease no matter what are you how many hours you are doing. Only 8 hours, 8 hours to be done, sir, for any person. Extra work should not be given to anyone. But
Yes, Surendra
unfortunately,
sir,
in
right
yes,
now no any solution. I think. As per your view, what is the solution of this?
actually, solution is that government should be strict about this. Government should pass a circular that nobody can do more than 8 hours per day. So for their health also, and mental health and physical health, all both.
There is right now. I think there is no any solution.
No solution.
After joining job, the next
Actually, sir, uh, if government issue a circular that nobody can do more than 8 hours, so there would be requirement of more people to do work, because like that in 24 hours, if there is duty of a person 12 hours, means two person can make 24 hours. See? But government is strict, then three people needed to complete 24 hours, means one people will be selected in that company. Like that, a lot of employees would be required to the companies if these method would be applied in the company, that no person can do more than 8 hours. So also employees will be employed to the companies. So a lot of job would be created in the market. But unfortunately, government is not taking this decision.
So after 75 years of freedom, Sundar sir, this type of
Yes,
situation in our society is really not a good.
sure, sir. Definitely, the situation is very bad. Uh,
And I think day by day it will be increase, not a decrease.
Actually, it is depend upon the employer, company owner of the company, how he want to run his company, how he want to manage his company. He can. There is no rules and regulation followed by the employer. So that is why main problem. I think this rule, if applied to the company, so a lot of job would be created in the market. A lot of requirement generate will generate in the market. So I think because India is populous country, there is no crisis of population to do the work. A lot of persons are waiting for job.
Yes,
So
if any company,
why people are given to more than 8 hours?
yes, actually requirement, if any employer required one person, then present a lot of person to do work. That's why the
Yes,
reason our employer confidence is always high. Yes, they have a lot of option. If any person,
actually, sir, from my village, a lot of person went in Mumbai. Mumbai means not Mumbai. It is situated in Thane,
yes,
Bhimandi.
yes,
Yes. So they are doing their job as a weaver, power loom sector. They always do their duty 12 hours. There is no duty of 8 hours per day. More than 12 hours. Usually you can find out the people there, they are doing their job 18 hours. So they employer are feeling that they are not human beings. Employees are not human beings, they are robotic. As they want, they can use the persons. So this is the situation in the market. But actually requirements, there are a lot of people are wandering here and there for the getting job. There is no job, and some people are doing 18 hours per day. So government should take strict action about this situation, that any person can do only 8 hours. Means three people are needed for doing that job. You know, but in any state you are going, basically in Maharashtra. rules are not followed. If, if you are going in Mumbai, Delhi, there is no very few company. There are 12 hours duty, only 8 hour duty there are. So it is good in Delhi, but in Mumbai, bad situation.
I think a small company no any boundary, no any rule regulation follow by our employer. If we compare to our branded companies, big companies, they follow rule,
Mhm.
but a small company has no any objection, no any restriction. They are doing as they want.
Actually, sir, uh, sir, a lot of from my village, there is owner of company in Mumbai. 1,000 person are doing the doing job at their company, but the company is divided in small fragments, small parts. He doesn't show his company is a big company. Okay, and the is 1,000 people are doing the actual land reality is 1,000 people are doing in a company, but in the paperwork a lot of companies are um, being merged and doing 1,000 people in that company. So so rules, avoid the rules and regulation. I think this thing is going on. So there is no rules regulation. Company rule was not active there.
And second thing is employer know very well if any government inspector or staff present in company and they think that yes this type of work is done. So company employer know that if any
मेरे गांव से मुस्लिम जो हैं कई हैं उधर, जो है ओनर हैं पावरलूम सेक्टर के, हजार लोग काम करते हैं उनके यहाँ।
which sector sir?
लेकिन उनकी कंपनियां जो है कोई एक नाम नहीं है।
Yes.
छोटा सा इधर है, छोटा सा उधर है, 10-20 लोग यहाँ काम कर रहे हैं, 20 लोग वहाँ काम कर रहे हैं, ऐसे 100 जगह उसकी कंपनी मिला के 1,000 काम करते हैं, एक जगह नहीं रखा है। समझे? तो कोई नियम ही नहीं वहां पे नहीं लग रहा है, ऐसे चल रहा है, अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड वे में चल रहा है।
They are doing work, they are receiving money. That's all.
यस, यस। वहाँ लेबर को एकदम पूरा शक कर ले रहे हैं, पूरा जो है जितना भी यूटिलाइज करना चाहिए कर लेते हैं वो, पैसा बहुत लेस। बेचारे 12 घंटा काम करने के बाद में महीने को 15,000 नहीं निकाल पाते हैं। और वीवर्स पावर लूम टेक्निकल हैंड हो जाता है, कुछ भी नहीं कमा पाते।
Yes, but labor no, there is no any job in village area, so they have no any other option. So how to improve, how to increase other option? This is the really very big challenge in our society. If we have other options, then it will be good. I think due to increasing population, Sundar sir, in our society,
Yes,
it will never.
due to population, sir, if you are leaving your job, a lot of person are waiting outside of the gate.
Yes. If any one requirement in company, then more than 10 people come for doing job.
So,
This is a big factor.
but sir, main problem is rules and regulation, not following of rules and regulation. If it is followed by the employer, so requirement would be also generated in the market for the employees. Because आप सोचो जरा, 24 घंटे में 3 आदमी चाहिए कंपनी को चालू करने के लिए। 24 घंटे में 2 लोग करते हैं मोस्टली पूरे इंडिया में। तो ये 1/3 पर्सन जो है ऐसे ही बाहर हो गए मार्केट से, रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है। लेकिन अभी रूल्स जो है परफेक्टली लागू हो जाएं तो 1/3 जो है वैकेंसी जनरेट हो जाएगी मार्केट में ऑटोमेटिकली।
Yes, and Sonia sir, this is not only private sector. I think government sector is also very lot of post is vacant always.
यस।
What are you,
तो
what are you think regarding nowadays we see that in government department also job for only 11 month contract basis.
यस यस, एक्चुअली गवर्नमेंट इज आल्सो टेकिंग बेनिफिट ऑफ दिस।
Yes, not only private sector. Government department is
यस।
also nowadays increasing only contract basis. Contract basis not a permanent. So it doesn't matter private sector or government sector. Employees are depreciate or are due to
एक्चुअली सर रूल्स अगर टाइट हो जाए ना तो कोई मैटर ही नहीं करेगा कि प्राइवेट का जॉब है या गवर्नमेंट का है। रूल्स अगर टाइट हो जाए
but
तो बहुत
nowadays
सारी वैकेंसी निकलेंगी और बढ़िया बढ़िया सैलरी भी होगा।
but nowadays sir doesn't matter government department or private sector. Here thing is how to save money.
यस।
How to save money and how to work more and more.
एक्चुअली सर देयर इज रूल in governments in every sector in India. Nobody, no employer can give less than 18,000 to a person. So avoid this rule, employer is doing the things that they are not making permanent employee in the company. In the company they are taking the employee as a contract base for the avoiding of these rules, for the high, yes, इससे बचने के लिए। और in government sector also is done this type of job like contract base. In everywhere you are going, like hospitals, in schools, in every sector of government, there are contract based employee. They are not getting good salary
Yes, practically we see that in block level
because
also, sir.
they are contracted. Yes,
Sundar sir.
there are contract based job.
Yes,
So that is why government is taking also benefit of that, and private sector of
so I think normal people has no any
उदासीनता है, उदासीन।
normal people has have no any other option. And like शिकारी आएगा जाल बिछाएगा
So
लोग तो उसमें फंसना
I
नहीं
think
है.
population,
But here is opposite means people know very well this is not good for us, but they are doing every. That's why the reason government focus is how to increase a startup. Surrender.
best decision would be start a startup. Don't search out job.
Yes. Own work, own work. How to increase own work.
Yes, yes. Startup means your own work. No matter it started in grand level. You start as you capable at a small level. Also, you can start your startup. If there is unique thing in your startup, you can grow at grand level also after some time. You see, sir, in Gujarat area, very few private sector or government sector. Gujarati people always try to start their startup. That is why in India, Gujarat is very developed.
Yes. But I think mentality is same. So what I think.
But they are earning a lot of money. They are earning a lot of money. They are Gujarati people. They are starting uh, their own business. They are not wasting their time in doing job. So and also here Muslims also start their own business. A lot of people are going in Pune from my area, and they are doing their business, small business in like क्या बोलते हैं उसको भंगार को भंगार वाला scraps.
Scrap.
So they are doing business in scraps and they are earning a lot of money. Here they are big sets, like they are called in local language sets.
Yes. Practically we seen that our Gujarati people, Marwari people, Rajasthani people, those people are habituated to do business. Don't try to do work. Their life
Yes.
is very happy.
Also Punjabi and Muslims.
Yes.
So they are that is why growing fast, very fast.
Yes.
And
Those people.
rest of the people are trying to get their job. Like Brahmin caste is mainly focused on to get job. They have not capacity to start their startup. They always want to become a servant. So this is the problems.
Yes. Maximum people try to only government job,
यस बाबू जॉब चाहिए उन्हें कुर्सी पे बैठ के
private job.
करना
Yes.
रहे बस.
They are trying only kursi table job.
That is why they are in problems. A lot of Brahmin people are suffering from lack of money. They have no money. They are not, you can hardly can find out the rich people of Brahmin. Their mentality here in UP, uh, very few people you can find that is the related to Brahmin family who started their own business. All the Brahmin family always wanted to start their to find the good job, no matter in private company or government. Prefer to government, but they are not finding in government job, so they always also try to find out job in private sector as a babu job, clerical job.
Yes.
So there are less opportunity to grow as doing job.
So I think that's why the reason, Sandra sir, maximum Gujarati people or Marwari people or community main focus is business. They never try to. education is more and more. They are trying only normal education.
Yes, yes.
Education is not
There is no need of higher education like PhD or
doctor,
uh,
engineer,
yes.
chartered accountant. This type of
अभी एक ट्रेंड है सर, ट्रेंड है इंजीनियर्स जो है, इंजीनियर्स आफ्टर स्पेंडिंग एज ए एम्प्लॉय फॉर सम टाइम लाइक 4 5 years 10 years, they start their startup. Most of the engineers, they starting their startup like a software company and many other things they start. So it is good. After doing some time here, your job, you should to start your startup. You should to try some new things. Don't spend your life on as a employee. Also, you should to try as employer. So first thing to get job, good job, and earn money. Then you should start your startup.
yes. After they taken knowledge during job, they understand yes this type of job is friendly with us. Then after
ये
they are
मेरा एक जो है क्या बोलते हैं,
relative.
साढ़ू साढ़ू जानते हैं सर,
Yes,
साढ़ू
yes.
साढ़ू का एक लड़का है, गुजरात में एमएससी किया था, वहीं रहते थे वो लोग, उनके फादर। वो लड़का स्टार्ट किया जॉब किसी कंपनी में, 8,000 रुपये पर मंथ का, बहुत ही छोटा सैलरी पे। 1 साल में उसका जो है 30,000 समथिंग हो गया। जब भी छोड़ने लगा कंपनी ने बढ़ा दिया, लेकिन उससे छोड़ करके फिर उत्तराखंड में आया गुजरात से, वहां उसका 70,000 रुपये हुआ। 70 से अभी गया है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा 4 साल हो गया, नासिक में कर रहा है जॉब। वहाँ ये 1.5 लाख रुपए महीने का है, ठीक। लेकिन ही इज नॉट सेटिस्फाइड विथ हिज जॉब, ही इज स्टार्टिंग समथिंग न्यू। he he start now he is going to start his own company in medical pharmaceutical area. So he registered a company and uh, he take a rent agreement land. So he is going in the process to start his own company. This is the good thing. And like in that sector he was also doing job, so he is like experienced person. So there would be easy to him to start his own business because he is doing as a marketing job, as a main boss. They are in Nasik. He is the employee of reputed post. So he has to handle all the work of the company. So he is getting the knowledge of like that company, how to run the company, how to manage the party. So a lot of knowledge is getting, that would be beneficial to him also to start their own business. So he is going to start his own business. So this type of thinking is, I think, very good.
Yes. And I think Surendra sir, those startup company owner are done more than 4 and 5 years job.
Mhm.
They realize that yes, what's the problem of our employees?
Yes. तो
But
वापी में वो स्टार्ट कर रहा है, गुजरात में वापी
yes,
पड़ता है,
yes, yes.
वहां पे वो अपना कंपनी खुद की खड़ा कर रहा है।
But normal companies, small companies, it's never trying to benefits of our employees. They are always trying to how to use.
Yes, yes, definitely. In a small company, always boss of the company always want to use the employee. How to use, how they can use the employee force. So I think uh, he also going to start the company, and small company में ऐसे ही करना होगा पहले
And
से।
in India, a small
बड़ी
company role
बड़ी
is very
कंपनियां जो
important.
हैं, बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियां वो अंडरटेकिंग कर रही हैं, डायरेक्ट नहीं ले रहे। मैं देख लिया, दिल्ली में था, ब्रिटानिया चौक है दिल्ली में, एक ब्रिटानिया कंपनी है, बहुत बड़ी है, किलोमीटर्स में लंबी है, और डायरेक्ट एम्प्लॉय बहुत ही थोड़े हैं उसके, ब्रिटानिया के। बताइए, वहाँ 10 कंपनियां हैं जो अंडरटेकिंग में कराती हैं काम, लेबर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट।
Like
लेबर
consult,
कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कंपनीज बहुत सारी जुड़ी हैं ब्रिटानिया में, उनके एम्प्लॉय हैं।
consultant.
यस सर, ब्रिटानिया इज नॉट हायरिंग देयर ओन एम्प्लॉय, ब्रिटानिया इज हायरिंग द कॉन्ट्रैक्टर टू फॉर द एम्प्लॉय, because there would be less liability of the employees if there is casualty happened in the company. All the responsibility goes to the contractor, and Britannia like companies will say that who is not my employee, so the responsibility is zero. That is why he's saying he's taking the employee up, not direct. He's taking contract based employee.
Yes, nowadays we see that consulting job is also very fast, very growing
Yes.
industry.
Actually, employer are feeling relaxed
Yes,
when they are taking employee like contract based employee. So a lot of facility. If you are hiring the direct employee in the company, a lot of facilities you have to give, like medical and insurance and PF and a lot of facility you have to give to the employee. But if you are hiring the employee as a contract base, so it is liability goes to contractor.
and the second thing is our requirement. This company has a suppose a requirement is increased. Suppose 500 people needed, they direct contact to con,
अब
contact.
कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हैं, वो 12 घंटे की जॉब करते हैं।
Yes,
कॉन्ट्रैक्टर वाले जो एम्प्लॉय होते हैं 12 घंटे की करते हैं।
yes,
मैं वहां जाके देखा, थोड़ा सा ऐसे लिया कि क्या प्रोसेस है यहाँ का। ब्रिटानिया में मैं अंदर गया था, 8 घंटे की जॉब ब्रिटानिया वाले करते हैं, उनका सैलरी बहुत ज्यादा हाई है।
yes.
और
Those
जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर होते हैं, आठ आठ कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हैं शायद उसमें, ऐसे एक पहचान का मिल गया, 8 कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हैं, वो भी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर कंपनी है, पर्सन नहीं है, कॉन्ट्रैक्टर कंपनी है। वो अपने जो है हायर करता है एम्प्लॉइज को और सेल करता है ऐसे ब्रिटानिया जैसे कंपनियों में अपने आदमी। ब्रिटानिया से 30,000 लेता है, मान लीजिए सपोज 30,000 लेता है, और यहाँ देता है 15,000 लोगों को। तो a lot of benefits, a lot of margin between employer and owner of the company, big company. So margin goes to the contractor. बेचारे poor people are doing their job hard work, but they are not getting proper salary. Commission was given to the contractor. So situation is very bad in our country. हम कितना भी कह लेते हैं वेस्टर्न कल्चर को कि वेस्टर्न में ऐसा है, यूरोपियन में ऐसा है, वैसा है, बट इन यूरोपियन कंट्री दे आर डिवाइडेड, एंड आवर्स, 1 week, how many hours you have to do, it is divided, like uh, Vrinda was saying that
Sorry, Sanjay sir.
एक हफ्ते में कितने कितने घंटे काम करने हैं, ये जो है डिफाइंड है
Yes,
यूरोपियन कंट्री में। आपको लगभग 50 घंटे काम करने हैं हफ्ते में। ये चीज आपको क्लियरली वहाँ डिफाइंड है, ऐसा नहीं कि उससे अधिक करना पड़ेगा। बट इन इंडिया देयर इज नो डिफाइंड डेफिनेशन।
there all employers are
आठ
free.
घंटा कह के 8 घंटा कह के 10 घंटे का तो जॉब पर डे कराते ही हैं, मैं खुद किया हूँ।
Yes,
8 घंटे का दिल्ली में जॉब था, लेकिन कभी भी 10 घंटा मुझे पर डे करना पड़ा। जब भी निकलना होगा तो ऐसा काम बता देगा बॉस कि ये भी कर लेना जरा।
this is urgent. Huh?
तो यूज करने की टेक्निक है। दे crook thoughts behind the things that they always think that how to use apply extra work. By doing extra work they want to use.
So we hope after this, as like after night, morning is will come. So we hope near future.
Hope so. when will when will morning come in the citizen of this country?
It's a big challenge, but we hope after increasing a lot of the startup companies, Sanjay sir, if required. But what's requirement, sir? Because due to population increasing day by day, I think it's a never change this type of mentality. Yes, sir.
Yes, actually until uh, जब तक जो है गवर्नमेंट नहीं ध्यान देगा तो कुछ नहीं होगा ऐसा। गवर्नमेंट जब तक नहीं ध्यान दे रहा है ना, गवर्नमेंट खुद अपना काम ऐसे ही करा रहा है तो क्या ध्यान देगा।
Yes. So I remember Amarnath sir statement. Amarnath sir told us in USA, Sanjay sir, government has no any company.
Yes,
Government
yes,
is
yes.
like system, and those government staff only regulate system.
Actually sir, Modi government is also doing in the process, so to PPP model, public and private sector mixed. So all the sectors should be privatized, like health sector and education sector, all the sectors. Governments Government is for the controlling the uh, situation and for the applying the rules and regulation. Their job is this. Their job is doesn't uh, to do business to earn money, like railway job and railway sector is for earning money. No, the railway sector should be given to private hand, and all the sectors of this country should be given in private hand, because government feel relaxed, and government will do the work efficiently, है ना।
Yes, sir.
A lot of employees are needed in railway, in the health sector, in education sectors, and they are doing job very few, very bad manner, है ना, काम ही नहीं करते हैं। So if the sectors are privatized, then employee also would be private, a private hand. If this sector goes to private hand, the work efficiency will be better. मोदी सरकार तो ऐसे करने सोच रहा है।
Yes, but I think it will take a lot of time. So, then they,
Actually, sir, a lot of problem here government has to face when this type of decision is taking. So a lot of opposition stand before them because there is mentality of the people for doing हरामखोरी job. I will say, है ना, काम ना करना पड़े, बिना मेहनत के पैसा ढेर सारा चाहिए। तो हमेशा वे जो है गवर्नमेंट जॉब के फेवर में रहते हैं। तो अपोजिशन तो बहुत सारा अपोज झेलना पड़ेगा उन्हें।
that's why the reason, Surendra sir, Modi government, a lot of big government department, big post, volunteer retirement given to those corrupted staff are doing work.
हम्म,
Government department like sales tax, income tax department. Government has also
yesterday I have seen on news of Madhya Pradesh. One clerk was like a Mande. It was contract based employee in someone sector, government sector। उसके पास इतना धन है, कोई वो जो है आज से अधिक संपत्ति मामले में उसका जांच चल रहा था। 30 लाख की टीवी 30 लाख की टीवी निकली है उसके पास से। और कितना है बता रहा था, 8 करोड़ का। 8 करोड़ का तो कुछ निकला है ऐसे संपत्ति। 20,000 महीने का कमाने वाला का सैलरी का ये इतना रुपया कहाँ से आया?
I think government nowadays are provided free of cost ration, free of cost. So I think government mentality is also needed to change. Instead of free items, they need to provide free well education, free well health system. Yes, sir. Our education system and health system is going on in a very good way. Then I think is also increased. But government mentality is also government has also two parts. One part only how to win election, how to win election doesn't matter who is. I like Atik Ahmed. Atik Ahmed,
Hmm.
our election commission also
Yes,
know
yes.
he has more than 100 cases, but they receive ticket doesn't matter which party. But how can they receive? How can they write to join an election? It's very very bad for our democratic rules. Yes, sir.
Yes, of course. Most of the government are engaged to doing election in elections. Always in actually our country is a vast country and a lot of states. So every year there is election. So a lot of attentions of the government is on the elections. Like some states has next year election. So preparing before 1 year and a lot of attention to be paid to the elections. So that is why the work is not being done properly. All the leaders are engaged. Like some days before, all the leaders here from UP also went to the Karnataka. So, in the and a lot of rally and more many things. So they did. So all the leaders of the country, they were engaged in the South India. So next 2 years, in next year, all the leaders will be engaged in the general election like MP. So this is the thing. The most of the leader are engaged in the elections job. They always want to win the election. So no matter elections they do, but their sectors like hospitals and education and many more sectors should be given in private hand, and they do their job in elections, and let the private hand do their job in this sector.
As per our democratic rule, suppose those people have a lot of cases. So I think as per rules, they have no right to participate in election. But in our country,
Yes. Actually, sir, in our uh, Samvidhan, there is mentioned before uh, you are accused in any case like murder or rape, anything. So until court is not given decision, you are accused only. You are not the criminal. So accused मतलब कोई भी आरोपी जो है क्रिमिनल नहीं माना जाता जब तक मुझे कोर्ट सजा नहीं देता. When court give decision, as court accept that he is the criminal of that case, then he cannot stand in the election. Otherwise, there is chances to stand in the election in the jail also. He can.
and what are you think regarding in our jail also provide class A, class B, class C type of jail department.
This is unfortunate
Suppose
for this country.
Lalu Yadav is also
Uh,
suppose a Kaidi, and if they need to go to jail, then Lalu Yadav SAT is different compared to other general universities.
yes, of course. It is unfortunate thing
That,
to this country.
that's why the reason they have no problem. Yes, doesn't matter they are living in jail or out of jail. Means what, Sundar sir, I think those leaders are making a role. They have a lot of idea how to survive this type of situation. Some a few months before we see that in Delhi, one what's his name in leader, they are in jail. So
Actually, sir, in jail, Bahubali, a lot of Bahubali are in jail, and but their activity is going on. A lot of facilities are given, like mobile phone and many more things. Like here, recent case happened in UP. जो क्या नाम था उसका इलाहाबाद वाले का.
a lot of examples, sir. A lot of example in our country.
हैं? इलाहाबाद में कौन सा जो हुआ था, अभी हुआ नहीं, एनकाउंटर हुआ था, उसका नाम मैं भूल जाता
आतिफ आतिफ अहमद
हूँ। हाँ
आतिफ अहमद
हाँ हाँ, अतीक अहमद। So when he was in jail, all the crime happened from the jail. He advised to his people to kill, how to manage all the things in from the jail. So how they can manage? It means the mobile phone also provided to them, and many facilities are given to him. But end of the day, the came the बाबा जी बाबा जी का जब डंडा चला तो सब फेल हो गया। लेकिन जेल प्रशासन का क्या कहना है, इसमें तो सस्पेंड कर देना चाहिए। मोस्ट ऑफ द जेलर्स ऑफ द जेल शुड बी सस्पेंडेड बिकॉज देयर आर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन इन द जेल्स। देयर शुड बी all the jailer, all the कैदी of the jail are equal, no matter
yes,
प्रधानमंत्री हो चाहे एक चपरासी हो, सभी जेल में बराबर होने चाहिए।
jail is jail.
But some persons should be, are given like newspaper, television, and many things are given to in jail. They are
Massage
feeling
also.
that
A lot of
yeah,
leaders enjoy massage,
yes, yes,
five-star hotel
yes.
food.
So this is the situation of the jail. It's very bad condition.
So I think
इसलिए तो
getting
जेल से डरते नहीं हो, जेल में और सेफ समझते हैं अपने आप को कि जेल में चलो कोई मारने वाला भी नहीं आएगा, कोई आ नहीं सकता, वहीं से वो अपना पूरा रन करते हैं। जितना
I
बैड
think
एक्टिविटी होता है वो वहीं से रन करते हैं।
I think grading system is not needed. No needed in grading system in jail. Jail means
यस
one rule. Doesn't matter.
एक्चुअली सर, देयर आर टू टाइप ऑफ कैदी इन द जेल। एक होते हैं पॉलिटिशियन कैदी, पॉलिटिकल राजनीतिक कैदी इसको बोलते हैं, पॉलिटिकल कैदी। एंड सेकेंड वन और क्रिमिनल कैदी। ठीक है, तो पॉलिटिकल कैदी का डेफिनेशन है कि कोई भी रैली में या कोई आ, जो है आंदोलन करते हुए पकड़े जाते हो तो पॉलिटिकल कैदी के कैटेगरी में आते हो, तो आपसे उतना स्ट्रिक्टली रूल्स नहीं होते। बट दिस इज मिस यूज बाय द जेल प्रशासन एंड गिवन द फैसिलिटीज टू द लीडर्स हु आर yes given the facility। नमस्ते सर।
Namaste, sir.
Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
Yes,
Continue. Continue.
regarding
Listening.
Yes.
jail
So
system.
given the facility to the kaidi, like the leaders who are arrested in criminal case, this is unfortunate. So political kaidi are different and criminal kaidi are different, so their facilities are should be given like a political category different. So, but unfortunately, like Lalu Yadav was arrested in criminal case, but all the facilities are given to Lalu Yadav like a political kaidi. So this is the thing happening. Uh, the rules are misused by the jail prasashan, I think.
Sir, what's your opinion in America? Amarnath, sir. Here in India, we see that
Yes,
those
sir.
leaders are
Here in India, sir, actually they categorize in jail kaidi A class, B class, C class. So also in the jails are classes. Like citizens should be equal, not should be class
Yes.
categorized in classes. But in the jail, also classes are given the some facilities to the particular kaidi. but some facilities are not given to the particular Qaidi. So, how is the
Yeah.
situation in also USA?
Well, it's not like this. If suppose if Lalu Prasad was uh, caught that he was a criminal, and he will be handcuffed like anybody else. There is no special concession for politician. He'll be handcuffed. He'll be put behind the bar just like everybody else, and he will have the same food like everybody else. He will have the same medical treatment like everybody else. There is no special category here in America for politicians. Everybody is the same. That's the rule. See, the problem is that India, we inherited all these laws from Angrez, and Angrez had treated themselves differently than other people. So, of course, there were some criminal in the uh, white skin also. So they said, fine, even if you go to the jail, we will treat you very well. If but that should not have been case in the free India. Why should there be a special consideration for criminal like Lalu Prasad or Anand Mohan? Anand Mohan was in Saharsa jail, and pretty much what I have been, I mean, this IPS officer I forwarded you yesterday, you saw that he was he was treated like his jail was made like a five-star hotel for him. you know, he killed an IPS officer. I mean, not IPS, IS officer, the DM, and he yeah, with great difficulty he was charged. He was jailed. He was supposed to be on Phansi, but Phansi turned with the life sentence was turned to life sentence by politicians because he was from the Rajput community and there was some pressure from the Rajput communities for politics, and then because because Gunda Prasad normally depend on Rajput vote besides the Gwala vote, right? These are the his combination: Rajput, Gwala, and Musalman. These are his three support line for this Lalu Prasad Yadav. So he needed Lalu Prasad Yadav, and so basically this guy was given a special treatment in the jail right from the beginning during his time. And when his wife was the chief minister, and then of course now his his chota bhai is the uh, chief minister. So this is the problem in India. Politicians, like in America, you know, there is no parivar. You cannot, nobody can become like a father to some chief minister here or the governor of the state. You cannot even be anybody. You cannot qualify for any post. There are laws which prohibit children and close relatives from becoming any high office holders. Why can't we do this one in India? Why can't they make the laws like that? That is a clear cut. So the problem is that nobody really has cared for common people and upliftment. Everybody is after themselves. When Pandit Nehru was for himself, then what can you talk about anybody else? It started right from Pandit Nehru, who was supposed to be the uh, number two leader in Congress party. But what did he do? He promoted his daughter, Indira Gandhi. That's what he did over everybody else. Uh, as long as he was alive, he didn't allow her to become the minister, but he was taking her everywhere with him. If you look at all his trips to the foreign countries, normally like in the West, you have the wives, they go with the husband, or husband goes with the wife when they visit any foreign countries as a dignitaries, spouse. So since he was a widower, he was taking everywhere his daughter. Why do you take your daughter everywhere? She's not your spouse. But so he Nehru abused that um what you call the social norms. Have anybody challenged that? I have never seen a article written anywhere that when Pandit Nehru took his daughter for all his trips, and that way, in disguise, he promoted his daughter to be the in the limelight. Nobody questioned that one. Even the Congressia people of that time didn't question him. So this is ingrained in our political system. You know, why did we copy the British system of parliament? We started a little bit discussion one time, which is a completely failure. You see that what is happening in Maharashtra, you know, the from the day one for the chief minister position, the fight began from the day one, and it has not ended yet. We have already changed two, three chief ministers. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. I mean, this is the condition of a top state in India, which is a financial center of the country. Whole country depends on Bombay for things, and Bombay itself is in chaos. What about? I mean, who cares for the places like Patna or Lucknow? We know that Patna and Lucknow is a goon Raj, right? And there was a little bit of police Raj in the Bombay area, I heard, but even that one has collapsed now. So, uh, Indian democracy is a failed democracy. That is why a lot of educated class people are leaving India. Those who can, they leave. Uh, Everybody, if you see the ministers or IS officers, IPS officers, staff engineers, this that. I mean, who wants to keep their children in hell if they have an exit to go to other countries? That is what is happening right now. Canada, why is such a large immigration to Canada? Because of that, Australia, Canada, and USA. These are the three top countries where they come. They don't want the same corrupt life for their, I mean, it is a struggle. Even if you are corrupt, you have all the money in India, but there is no peaceful life for even the politicians, right? Anybody can kill them, anybody can do, and as long as they are in the power, they have life. As soon as they are out of power, uh, they get all kind of abuse. So there is no quality of life in India for even politicians. Middle class has completely collapsed. You and I don't, there was a middle class is the backbone of a society, any society, but Indian middle class, they only paper that exist, that they say. I mean, middle class means that you don't have to worry about food, shelter, and clothing. If that is the definition of the middle class. If if you have if you are hand to mouth for these three things every day, you have to struggle, then even if you are an engineer or doctor, then you are not a middle class. You are just in the same category as poor class of people who are struggling for. Middle class supposed to be a thinking class who has who are uh, there is what you call, there was a social scientist. His name was, let me see if I can remember his name. I'm forgetting his name. Anybody who is from the social science, they can tell me who was that. He has made a pyramid, very beautiful map. In that pyramid map, you can see that the bottom class is the people who are struggling for food, clothing. These are the two top need. Then next layer becomes next pyramid layer is the people who wants housing. So food and clothing and then housing. These are the third. These are the minimum bottom level requirement. And then once you have satisfied these three, then you start thinking about culture. That is the next phase. That is when you think about society, where you belong, what is this, what is that, art, all those things. That's the basic. Then you start thinking about it. You are not participating yet. Then you, once in a while, you have money to go to cinema hall, see some music shows, dance shows, this, that. You participate in mandir activities, literature festival, all those things you start doing. Then slowly you start doing it regularly. Now you have entered the real middle class family. Once you have reached that state, then you are the middle class family, that you are not bothered for the daily basic need, food, shelter, and clothing. Now you can think about beyond that one, and then you start thinking about different things. Then you become a artist, you become a writer, you become a novelist, you become this and that, you become politicians, you become social scientists, you become social activists. All this happens from there. And then of course you move up further. I don't want to go above that one, because almost 90% of the population of India is 90, I should say 95% is in these two layers only, the bottom class and middle class. Upper class is very small in India. So I mean, there are many. Our constitution is completely flawed. We give so much credit to Ambedkar that he gave a great. So this is completely a bogus constitution. It has it has completely destroyed Indian fabrics. We didn't make any development, you know, because for any development, for anything to do, you need first a stability in the area. If the family is not stable, what happens to children? Children suffer. We see that. You guys don't see that much, but we see here in United States, because marriage don't last here. People, uh, average married life here is 7 years in United States. It's very common that people marry here 2 3 times, and nowadays even people don't marry. Institution has failed because they don't want to raise children. Nobody wants to take responsibility for children. So basically, the children here normally grow up not with the same mother and father, but you, most likely up to by the time they be 80, they are in the mixed. They have they are living either with a stepfather or a stepmother. Almost like I would say that 70% of the population here is in this category. Well, if you are lucky, 30% who have the natural parents, and they up to age 18 they have luxury of having the both parents. So system breakdown I see in the family level, so because there is no stability. Similarly, you saw what happened in 1946 and 47. There was no political stability in India at that time, and then we had huge bloodshed. And then after that, that subsided, but even this took different color. Then it become a backward forward. At one hand, we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, other hand, we do the backward forward. Uh, and Hindu Muslim, and so the tension is society is there, and there is no mechanism to control that one. Why not? There is a racial discrimination in this country also, but there are steps being taken to curb those racial discrimination. You cannot openly give gali to colored people, like you cannot call white people go to jail for calling black people black, or that's half the. I mean, so this so basically social stability is not in India. If you don't have that one, then you cannot flourish. If you don't have the stability, you need a family level stability, you need the society level stability to flourish. And unfortunately, we have lost both. I mean, family level stability is there, but in a different way. In India, people abuse children as a worker. They are not really children. In this country, up to 18, you cannot take any children to work. You can go to the jail if they find out that you have underage. I think minimum, not, I should not say 18, I think it is 16 is the minimum they can work. I think after 13, they can work in the family owned business, but not at the cost of a school. So if anybody can report that parents are abusing children, they are making them work in their farm or say in their dukan, and then kids are not going to school, the parents will go to jail. Uh, so uh, And then you need stability in the society, and we don't have. So that is the another problem. But biggest problem is that for anything you need a good system. That's why I say we have a structural problem. uh, if you don't have a good structure, your building will never be sound. You will always be scared that God knows, if there is a heavy wind, maybe my building will collapse and we all will die. Or like that, a heavy rain can collapse my building, or a heavy flood can come from the. So you need a very strong structure of the building so that it can survive. Unfortunately, we don't have that in our constitution. uh, if you look at it, because there is no clarity of power structure. Uh, you guys should study American politics, American system of government versus the British system of government, and then you can see the difference. Why why America is flourishing? Why there is no political problem like in India? We have the social problem here, but we never have a political crisis like we see every day in India. You always have a consistent government. President is the head of the state, directly elected by the people, and nobody can touch him for 4 years. He will be at that position as long as he doesn't do any corruption or any nepotism. If he's making policy decisions, he may make wrong policy decision, but that's okay, as long as he is not caught in favoring uh, illegally somebody or family member, or something like sexual. I don't think sexual charges is also can disqualify them, because Bill Clinton did that and he was not disqualified. So you have a president always there. If president, say for example, die, vice president will take over, very clearly defined. Let's say that even the vice president die, something happens, then the speaker of the house, house is like, speaker is, house is called like member of, what you call, you can call it like Lok Sabha. So Lok Sabha, it is depends on that area and the population. They People directly vote for Lok Sabha. But our Rajya Sabha and Senate here are completely two different things. Our Rajya Sabha is a bogus Sabha. I call it bogus Sabha because that is a shelter for defeated politicians only. Who goes to Rajya Sabha? If you are not electable in the Lok Sabha, then that is the back door to enter the house of Indian Parliament. That's all it's for. You know, Here, unlike India, the upper house, which is called Senate, has a different meaning. That's like United States, there are 50 states. So senators get elected from a state. Two senators, each state has two senators. Okay, so every so senator basically, I think every they get elected. I think every they have also a term for 4 years, but I think some of them get elected like it goes like half half, like half of them every 2 years you have election that way, every 2 years. And so senators are representing the state power, the whole state they are representing. They are not from any Madhubani or Bhagalpur or Lucknow. They are from, they are senator from UP, senator from Bihar, senator from West Bengal, not a senator of Calcutta. No, that is a House of Representative, Lok Sabha member. We call it here House of Representative. House of Representative member of is can be from Calcutta, Chennai, Bombay, but senators, every state has only two senators. They represent the whole state interest. So see that how is the power shared here? So senators are responsible for any issue in their state, and they have the power to talk about it. House of Representatives, they talk about their own constituency, whatever their constituency is. So this is how the power is defined. One thing, and then it is not like India. You have the Lok Sabha and what we call Rajya Sabha. We can call it back Sabha. So they become the minister. Not only they become the parliamentarian first, entering from the back door, and then they become ministers also. And then this is not like this. Here, all the ministers are can come from anywhere. They could be a governor in any state, or like for example, right now, if you look at the President Biden cabinet, probably there are half the cabinet members are governors of different states, ex-governor of different states. So what happens that uh, influential, successful politicians, or they could be, I should add that even the senator can become a minister or secretary, but senator will have to resign. So basically, anybody can become. I should clarify that House of Representative members or a senator or governors or a private person like any CEO or any businessman can become a minister. I mean secretary they call it here. They don't call minister. And but those secretaries, president nominate that they are the president nominate them by doing all the background check that they don't have any criminal nepotism because now these he can nominate, but after nomination, the Senate and House both have to approve them. That okay, they have to say that yes, this candidate is okay for minister. If there is they divulge any charge or anything, somebody comes out that hey, he has this crime he has done in the past, which is not in the public record. uh, uh, Now whole country knows that this guy is a candidate for, let's call it, secretary of a state. And then in that interview, when they have this hearing they call it, uh, it will be anybody can bring that information to their committees that hey, this guy is a criminal, he has done this. For example, if you have abused your wife, suppose if you have abused your wife and somehow it is not in the public record, but somebody brings that and with a proof that yes, that was the case, boom, that person will be disqualified or vice versa, because this is how this country runs. You will not hear like in India right now. There is not a single minister or CM who doesn't have the uh, uh, criminal charges or corruption charges going on. You will not hear anything like that in this country. I haven't heard any minister being charged for corruption, like taking bribe or few $1,000, or like Lalu Prasad Yadav giving buying land for the job. I mean, this is common in India, right? Every state has, like I saw the poster in Karnataka election how Congress party has put out. Yes, all parties are corrupt. There is not BJP is not clean. Congress was, of course, not clean. No political party is clean. I don't know why Indian political system has to be corrupt to survive. I mean, in this country, I don't see that happening. Private companies they give donation, but donation when you give it is donation, and it has to go on records. That and normally, just like in India, large companies they also give donation to both political parties, like both areas. Here they also do. It's the same way, but the problem here is that you will not see uh, lower level corruption like we see in India. That is the difference. You don't see everything is efficient. You don't have to be in the line anywhere for anything. At the best, if the line is there in the driver's license office, maybe that is the only crowded place I have seen. There you have to wait for maybe hour sometimes, depending on which state you are in. But other than that, I have never seen any line anywhere. Only line I have seen is two places. Like I said, when I go for driver license every few years, or when I go to the airport. There is airports are now crowded because just like our train stations, it is airport here, and local people, intercity distance. If your driving distance is more than 3-4 hours, then people start taking plane most of the time, or I mean, if they're going for the business, because if you have to go for some place for the business, if you have to drive 4 hours, then you have to attend a meeting and then come back. It's long. So people do is that go to the nearest airport, which is just like train station everywhere, and you catch a plane in the morning. You park your car, you go attend your meeting anywhere in the country, and you come back by late night or come back tomorrow. So that's how it is. And so airport is crowded, but I have not seen a huge crowd anywhere else. You'll not see no crowd in any public other places. You will see crowd here. You will be surprised. Every roads are empty. Nobody walks on the road like we do in India. I see even highway people are walking on the side. uh, you cannot do that one, especially on the highway. If you try to walk like that, first thing is that you will be sucked by the speed of the car, which is like going like 70, 80 miles an hour on a highway. There is no lights on the national highway, just like in India. You can keep going as long as you have a petrol in your car for 12, 13 hours, continuously driving. So, so going back, so a structural problem which we copied from British system is completely faulty. It is not fit for India. I think Indian middle class need to review that, and we should have, because I mean, before 1947, we have seen that in Britain they had several coalition government, unstable government. I don't know why didn't our politicians and constitution maker uh, uh, took that into consideration, that this is a system where, uh, if you have a diverse opinion, you will have to make a coalition government. And coalition government is not good, because then nobody is responsible. Only the blame game goes. If you have, I mean, now you guys all see it, that we have seen many, many coalition government in every place. You see Bihar right now. Where else? Yeah, same thing with the Bombay. Still, we have the coalition government going on there. So these are the example. We already have seen all the prime ministers coalition. Like after Indira Gandhi was defeated, we had 3, 4 coalition government, and then people were fed up with that, and within 2 years they replaced them back with Indira Gandhi. Remember that? Oh, you guys probably not. That was my time. I was 70.
Yes, yes.
I have seen that JP movement participated also, and I graduated in 78. So I can tell you that we had very high hope from that revolution. Many of my friends and colleagues, many people died in that revolution all over the country. And we thought that we are going to change the whole country this time. But what happened? It's just like we just replaced the wine in another bottle. That's all we did. So it was a complete failure, JP movement. We didn't learn anything. We didn't make any change. We replaced Congress, and Congress played the coalition game that would support for few months, and then it will withdraw the support, and that's how they destabilize the three governments, because nobody could form government without Congress, and after that they came back into power because people realized that country is not doing anything. It was so bad. So I think you guys are the young generation, middle class. We all have responsibility for future. We need to study our political systems in the world, and we should evaluate that. And basically, you have two, three systems. There is a communist system, there is a socialist system, there is a capitalist system, and there is hybrid system. And these are the only 3, 4 options we have. Even in the democracy, we have two types: uh, American type and British type. And we should push our politicians to do something about it, because um, India is not progressing. I mean, Right now, we had a great opportunity when China, Western countries, they wanted second source of China for whatever reason. I don't want to go into that discussion in this meeting, maybe some other time. And so, India has a great opportunity to grab all these industries as a second source manufacturing place and utilize that opportunity in India. But we failed. So what happened? Every all the top companies, rather than starting business in India to have a second source, most of them they went to Vietnam, Philippines, Cambodia. In those three states, those who could go to South Korea, they went even there. So Thailand, so ASEAN countries, they took that, they were able to utilize that opportunity, and Modi just kept talking and talking and talking. I am, I mean, so this is what happened. We failed to take advantage of the opportunity which we got. This was a great moment. We could have got multi-billion dollars of Western money to be invested in India. Why did they not go? There are three things: the political corruption at the top level. That was number one reason why they didn't go. Number two was that uh, you know uh, you want somebody to be responsible for failure. That's how it should be. Head should roll. If so, labor laws and all those things are here in such a way that you can fire somebody in the private economy. A CEO can be fired. Engineers can be fired. Laborers can be fired. You can give a 1 month to, you can get 1 or 2 months salary. You can fire somebody. Labor laws is such. India, you cannot fire anybody, even if they do like a bad thing. In the government, you cannot even discharge anybody. All you do is suspend them for 6 months. That's all. If the government officials do this one, so this is the problem. So you have corruption at the politician level, then you have corruption at the officers level who are executing the government policies. So Western countries have come to realize that uh, there is, and then you have state level corruption. So there is like 4 or 5 level of goons there. If you want to establish a business in India, you have to go through 5 layers of gundas. First is the central level politician gundas, then is the officer gundas, then is the state ministers gundas, then is the state officers gundas, and then is the local mafia gunda. So they say that this is too much to deal with, and so the small companies or medium-sized companies, they they cannot survive in India. Only the big companies can do, because they are able to handle all these 5 level of gundas. So they are going. Like for example, Apple is entering finally in India. Amazon went. I like that. Big companies can go, but smaller companies, which is really the backbone, or you can call it middle class companies, they cannot go to India, because they will, every money they invest in India, that will be lost in corruption there. They will not get anything in return. And so what happens? All these companies, they go, they want smaller countries like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Philippines. They have one layer of corruption. They don't have this multi-layer of corruption in those countries, and so they know that if I bribe at the top level, ministers will take care of it. Things will run smoothly, no problem. In India, you cannot guarantee that one. Even if you have this 5 layer, everybody says that you can cross my door. I am responsible. You give me, you pay me, I'll clear my door. Now you move to the next. That is your responsibility. You do it. And so some companies who have the lobbyist or middleman, or what you call, I don't know, what is the right, dalal, right? Political dalal at all layers.
Yes, sir.
So you need a dalal in chief, or I would call, like you have a general doctor and then you have a special doctors. So you need a general dalal who will deal with all five. And then you have a special, so general dalal you need, who will go to dalal of high level politician level, like they will deal with like Modi or in the what you call Sonia Gandhi, Sarad Pawar. So 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 here is, so that's how they get done there. Then there is another level which will be like officers level. I mean, it's time consuming, money consuming, and that is why people get fed up. Why not the Indian people are going back to start the business there? It's easily, any Indian who is settled in this country, they can easily invest 5-10 crores from their pocket. That's the capacity of any person. But all they want is that a guarantee that there will be return on their investment. Nobody wants to give India like 10 crores, that knowing that by the time after 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, that will become a wash. I can give you example of the housing market. There in 80s and 90s there was craze of Indian people, because my generation, they wanted to a house in India too. So people were started investing in India a little bit. That, hey, I want a second place in case something goes wrong in this country. But basically, those of us who invested in India that time, now when we do the hisab kitab, we find out that uh, for many families, many of those, their house has been captured by their family members, bhai, sala, brother, bhai.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
God, I'm not in those. Okay, so that is one place what happened. Second is that some gundas captured their houses. Third thing is that they now see that, I mean, I was talking to one of my Uriya friend the other day, and he was telling me he has a couple of houses in one of his houses in Bhubaneswar, and one he has in Bombay. He was telling me a story that his brother was in Bombay, so he bought a house in Bombay because his brother was buying. He told him that, hey, I'll take care of it. So they bought it. And now he was telling me, even in the Bombay, by all doing all the hisab kitab, I think he has invested it for 20 years. He said that if I do all the calculations, what I have got in 20 plus years, and what I will sell now, at the best, I am uh, I am doing break even. So people don't. I mean, that is the simplest investment that people can do, and uh, and that people are not even investing in the housing market when India has so much population pressure. I mean, if there is a profit, it is a profit oriented business. You make that one commercial business, commercial real estate plus this one, less corruption, less rules and regulation. People will build the houses there. Okay, they will easily, people can start a apartment complex. Housing problem can be easily removed by the NRIs. But there is no guarantee. If you invest in the housing, you never know when somebody will capture your house. That is the problem. So law and order is broken all over the country. There is not a single state which has any stable law and order. So this is the problem. And on top of this, our population is increasing. Like we are very good in, we may fail on all front, but not on the population growth front. We are very productive people there. Do you agree? Do you agree or not? All of you are quiet. Let me ask you. Do you think you are doing good job in the population, right? I mean, reproduction rate in India is pretty well. I think no, we can beat on in that field everybody else, all other countries. So, whatever little progress we make, since we have so many more mouths to feed, we lose that. We lose that edge because uh, that saving goes in feeding them directly or indirectly. Right now, government is giving. Uh, say, for example, somebody educated like your parents and my parents who wanted only one and two child, so that they could send us to school, colleges, investment, all that, and graduate, and now we become the middle class taxpayer. At one hand, it was a struggle for them. We did study, we did all this work, and finally we are having a reasonable life. On the other hand, you see the same village, uh, you know their friends who didn't care, they have 8, 9, 10 children, and then while you and I were draining the resources of the family by sucking the money from the family to be in the hostel in colleges or in other cities, you know their children were producing money for their father or mother, right? That's why they had 8 or 10 children or 9 children, whatever it number they had. And then and now, so they didn't care for education, and now they are the vote bank for, you know my father, your father. We are the small family. Our vote we can give, like maybe a family has 4 person, right? Mother, father, and 2 children, so we have 4 votes. Whereas our fathers, our parents, friends, like I'm giving you example, who has produced, let's call it on average 6 children, so they have 2 plus 6, 8 votes. And then you and I go to marry in the age of like late 20s and 30s. They marry right after 15 and 16. So by the time you produce second generation, and you and I produce second generation, uh, you know, there is fourfold change in their population. And now, so they have the voting power. And now in Bihar, I listen the story. जिसकी क्या है, what is the नारा राव, जिसकी जिसने कुछ I saw just हिस्सेदारी वाला. Can anybody tell me the नारा? जिस जिसकी जितनी, basically it says that just whoever has the population, if you have more population, then you should have more rights. That's what the meaning of that nara is. I'm forgetting right now.
जिसकी लाठी उसकी
Just
भैंस.
oh, what is that? जिसकी जितनी हिस्सेदारी उसकी उतनी भागीदारी, something like that. There is a refined nara going on in Bihar, I see, by the backward classes, especially like OBC and Dalits. They are saying जिसकी जितनी हिस्सेदारी उतनी उसकी भागीदारी, something like that. Basically, they are saying that if we have more population, they don't go by quality, they go by quantity. And it's easy to produce quantity in population. So they are saying that, okay, you guys do all these hard studies, go to colleges, and finally you pay tax. And now that tax should be given to us so that we can have free food. 5 kilo. What is the right now rate? Every family is getting. I heard that those villagers are getting like five for the family free food, right? Rice and rice and wheat and everything is free right now. I heard. If you cannot afford, if you are below poverty line, no problem. Government will take care of it. So so that's why it is very disappointing in India right now. And if we don't do anything, if we don't curb the what you call the population, and don't we change our political system, our system at all levels, we are not going to make progress. We will continue to be a developing country for another 50 years. Uh, that Hindu rate of growth, you might have heard in economics, they call it Hindu rate of growth, because India was in 1947 to 1980, pretty much the growth rate was like 2-3% in economics. So it's got it. That's how the Hindu rate of economic growth came into picture. It is now proverb now used in economics. Those of you who have you can check it out. So that's my view on this. Uh,
So sad.
you know,
Arun, it's your first session in morning.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Yes.
good morning, everybody.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir.
So Amanat sir, do you know Arun? Arun is live from Mumbai.
No, I don't think I'm a
So
regular person. So,
Arun, please
especially in the morning,
involve
I haven't
yourself.
seen.
It is also good.
Yeah, sir, definitely, sir. I would like to tell myself. My name is Arun Pandey, sir. Basically, I belong to UP, but right now I am living in Mumbai. Yeah,
Oh,
also,
good.
I am an accountant, sir, and also I am a married man. We have two kids, son and daughter. My wife, she's a homemaker.
Very
Basically,
good.
it means Mumbai. It is my second native place because
Yeah,
of
I
the
know.
I did I did my
Yeah,
education and I got the job. I got the married in Mumbai. And also in Mumbai, we have own house. My grandfather purchased that house. So that's why it is my second native place. Yeah, sir, this
very
is my side.
thank you. Nice to listen to your introduction. Yeah.
Sir, may I know about little bit yours, sir?
Well, I'm a retired person. I live in USA. I came here in '83 for my higher studies in engineering, and I stayed back. Pretty much, I did work for IBM, Intel, mainly for computer chips making industry. So I am a material scientist, and that's where. So basically, computer chip making industry is unfortunately it is not yet in India. India missed the boat, like I was telling in many other things. Now they are trying to get it. Too late, and so uh, I a couple of years back I retired, and I'm here with my wife and family, and my son is also engineer. He works for Pfizer, and my wife is she has been banker for a while. She was doing some work for bank for Chase Bank for a while, but then after that she had health issues, so she stayed home for a while, and now she has started her own business. We are getting bored, so that's it. So we are three of us in our family, just me, my wife, and my son. My son is unmarried. He's 32 years old. Uh, we want him to get married, but he doesn't want to. This is the story in this country, as I was telling earlier, that kids are they want to be free. They don't want to get into this marriage thing anymore. And that's about me.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving your introduction, sir. So right now, sir, what is the time over there, sir?
It's about like 6 o'clock is 6 o'clock. Your time is 8:30 evening here, so it's I think like a 10.5 hour difference, something like that. Yeah. So basically, yeah, India you get the time first. That time comes 10.5 hours later here. So still we are in the. I think we are still in the previous day, so it's night for us until it has not become 12 yet. I mean, so what day is India right now? What is this? This is Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
India, you guys are
Yeah,
holiday on
sir. Now it is. Yeah.
Saturday, and we are
Yeah,
still on
sir.
Friday. Yeah, we are still in Friday evening. So,
Oh.
uh, so we
So
have
basically,
still.
sir, you are it means the American person. You have, I think, citizenship of the American country, right?
Yeah, if you want to take, you can take it. If not, it has. If you live here, you don't have to take American citizenship. There are choices. If you want to retain your Indian citizenship, you can do that. If you want to take American citizenship, you can do that too. But you cannot have both. Yes. So, what is your question on this? I mean,
No, so it means, are you American citizenship? Do you have American citizenship? No, I think, sir.
no, I don't have. But I mean, is there any particular reason why you think you're? I'm trying to find your root question, which is connected with the
No, no,
citizenship.
sir. No, I am just thinking you have been living over there so many years. So
Yeah.
after living so much time, person want to just get any country just citizenship for buying any property. That reason I am just asking.
Oh, so that now this is what I wanted to know. So that's why I say that I wanted to understand your motive behind that question, right? That was my. So basically, your question is that citizenship, do you need it here or not? So let me explain to you this one. I think this is good for all of you. So when you come from India, of course you come on Indian passport. In this country, like most common is that in my generation, only way people could come to this country was either you come for studies or you have a spouse, you have been married to a Indian family, who is already settled here, and they sponsor you. So basically, when you come as a student, even that time it was true, and now it is true also. So you first come you get the student visa, and then when you finish your studies, when you get a job, then that gets converted into American system, what they call it work visa. So they give you work visa for few years. You can work, and there's at that time you can do everything just like any citizen. You can buy a house, you can sell your house, you can buy the land, you can buy the car, you can do this, you can do that, you can go anywhere in the United States. There is no special anything you miss. Only thing you cannot do is that you cannot vote. So that is called the first step, when it is a kind of work permit, you call it. I think easy to remember will be that you have a work permit, and you can keep working and having a life like any other citizen in this country. And then after you have spent when you are in the work permit, then you apply normally for what is called a green card. You can call it a intermediate citizenship, if you want to call it. I'm just making it up to make sense to you guys. So green card is a card or a kind of intermediate citizenship that you apply for. And now, once you have that one, then you can qualify even to uh, some of the jobs which you could not do earlier. For example, the defense department jobs. We are engineers, software, and all those kind of people, and there are a bunch of job in the State Department or military departments. There are many. So those jobs were off limit for when you are on the work permit. But now that opens to you. Some of them opens to you, not all of them. So that is what is called that you become a green card holder. You can keep buying, selling houses, changing jobs from one company to another, just like any other American. So that is the green card process. Now, once you have a green card, you can live on this green card forever. Nobody is going to ask you anything. There is no other issues except that there are certain government job which has clearance requirement you cannot do. Defense department job you cannot do. Military job you cannot do. And then last, there was one more thing I'm missing. What was that? You cannot vote. Yeah. So that is the thing. You cannot vote. But uh, once you get that green card, but if you want to get the citizenship, you need to spend at least 5 years like that, and then after that you can apply and you become citizen. So for example, let's say that somebody who comes to America as a student and he has a strongest desire to become a citizenship, how many years it will take? Let's see it. So first is that 2 years you have to do the masters on an average. That's 2 years, whatever you do, MBA, accounting, or engineering, or science, or arts, whatever. If you do PhD, another 4 years you can add. But let's say just masters is good enough to begin. So 2 years, and then after that you go to the work permit. And let's see, when you are on the work permit, in my time it was taking only 2 to 3 years to get the green card. I got my green card only in 3 years. And nowadays it is taking 15 years to get the green card. So the only difference is that, like I said, that you can work. Uh, it doesn't change anything. Only thing is that you don't have a peace of mind that, oh, okay, if something, say, political turmoil happens, maybe, which doesn't happen in this country, maybe you will have to go back, something like that, which doesn't happen if you are a green card holder or you are a citizen. Nobody can throw you out of this country. But if you are on a work permit only, if there is a political disturbance or something like that, you can be easily deported back to your country. So I was trying to calculate time. So 2 years for studies, another, let's call it 10 years nowadays to get the green cards on an average. So 10 plus 2, 12 years, and then another, let's call it 5 years to 7 years. So let's call it that it takes, nowadays it will take you 20 years to become the citizenship. But the so you can, like I said, that only advantage at this point you have is that you can vote. That's the one thing. And in fact, you can run for the parliament if you want to. The only thing is that you cannot become the president of this country if you're not a born citizen. But you can become MLA, MP, senator, all those positions open for you as soon as you become the citizen of this country. So yes, you can participate in politics. You can do everything just like anybody else. So here it takes like, but so far as the economic activities is concerned, I would say that when you come to this country, you finish your masters, and that's it. You can get a work permit and you begin working, and then you are just like anybody else, any citizen. I hope it answered your question.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you, sir, for just giving this knowledge, sir.
You are welcome. So I guess you guys have to go back to work, many of you, right? Saturday is still the work days in India, right?
Yes,
Many
sir. Now
places.
7:35 is. Yes,
All
Arun.
right.
Yes, Arun.
Sir,
Yes,
today
yes.
I don't need to go my office. Today I have got my, it means holiday. Every week
Oh,
na
okay.
I have 2 days holiday. So today
Yeah.
I don't need to go.
Oh, okay.
Sir, it means, sir, you are, it means, living over there. So what I am speaking, sir, are you getting? It means, I can speak correct way or not, sir? Can I speak correct way? It means, sorry, am I speaking in correct way?
No, no, no. See the I have explained. I don't think I have explained to you. See, the thing is that for the any language there is two part. If you are not a native and somebody else, native is that, like for example, let's say for example, I am born in say Hindi speaking area, so Hindi is my native language. English is my learned language. Okay. Similarly, my son, who is born here, English is American English is his native language, and Hindi is a learned language for him. So Hindi is a foreign language for him. Okay, just I'm giving you my family's example. So even if I live here for 99 years, if I try to copy that, I speak like my son, it will not be possible. And people don't, not many people understand that one, that you cannot be 100% ever in your life. Even if you uh, live in, let's say, for example, our life become 150 years, still probably there will be some issue in the pronunciation of the words. It is something you can call it natural god given thing, that whatever culture, whatever native language you have, you can express yourself very well, and in other language you can do your best, but you will still have some level of deficiency. That's number one. So uh, when uh, when when people come to America, people think that we all speak like American people. No, if you listen to the Voice of America or any English movies, you will see the difference in pronunciation of them and pronunciation of Indian like me who have come to live in this country. We cannot speak like I cannot speak like my son. It will never be possible. So, uh, what we do is that we are able to communicate. That is the objective. That what I am trying to say, other people are able to understand what they are trying to say. I am able to understand, so that we can do business, we can do everything else. Whether it is any profession, accountant, lawyer, doctor, professionals, whatever, college professors, and that is what we all are able to do. Okay, our objective is not to be speaker like native. Our objective is to communicate. And what we do in India is that English education is good enough there that we all are able to communicate. Most of us who have gone through the school colleges in India and who try to little bit learn with little effort, we can communicate. And so you guys are doing fine, just like us. Only thing is that we are here in the English speaking environment. So you can say that hearing, communicating 24/7, we have polished ourselves. That's all we have done. But there is no difference between your English and my English. Only difference is that it's a little more polished because you and I have gone through the same basic education system. Most of the people who come from India or any other country. So we assimilate, we learn, we get exposed many things. Uh, there, when you communicate, when you have the knowledge of the location, their history, their culture, automatically that has impact on your way of pronunciation, your voice, your communication style, your message. So since I'm living here, I can I have those advantages, and so there is an impact of that in my English language, which you don't have because you are not living here. You see my point? So that is the only difference. Other than that, you all are doing very well. Uh, there is no difference. I mean, no American. If you come to America tomorrow, nobody will have any problem talking to you. You can easily go anywhere, any place. You can go to do shopping. You can talk to anybody. They will understand you. You are just doing fine.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving us this information.
All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And Arun, try to join our today's evening session also, night session. Because,
All right.
Yeah, sir. Definitely. See, I will try to join, sir. Definitely, sir.
yes, because Chapuranand sir will also join today night. Scientist, also very
Yeah,
good.
All right.
if Amarnath sir join, so definitely I will join, sir.
Yes, yes, Amanat sir and
Well,
with
I'll
Chapuranand
try.
sir.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be joining today for sure. I cannot commit for every day because things changes. Even though I'm retired, but there are many other things. You know that if you have any retired person around you, they all have something going on. So, but yes, but today I know for sure I'll be there in the evening session. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Then I'll see
Thank
you
you, sir.
guys in the evening.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Bye.